guys, and welcome back to my channel, Tales of a Texas Mommy. Today I'm going to be doing my 2-week postpartum update and then also baby Lucille's 2-week newborn update. So if y'all want to see how that week went, then just keep on watching. As you can see, it is laundry day again. This is just the day of the week that I guess I wash sheets, so it's just been falling on that day every week. So that's what it is in the background for today. Okay, so I'm going to start off the video with my postpartum update. Yesterday, I went to my actual doctor, the doctor who performed my C-section, and not really a whole lot happened or anything, any news or anything. We just kind of chatted about the birth and the delivery and all that kind of stuff. You know, they have you fill out like a postpartum questionnaire for postpartum depression. And I mean, I'm doing pretty good as far as, you know, hormones and stuff go. I've been doing the Placenta Encapsulation pill, so I don't know if that helps. But yeah, overall I've been feeling really good, just emotionally and stuff. As far as my incision and stuff goes, I mean, it is major surgery, so it's gonna not feel good for a while, but at this point it's really just sore. I'm still trying to take it moderately easy. I'm, you know, doing stuff around the house, laundry and things like that, but I'm not doing like vacuuming or like lots of bending over, things like that. Just really light stuff around the house. I'm not really taking any of my pain pills anymore. I take the Motrin maybe once a day. I was taking it like 4 or 5 times a day, and now it's maybe like once a day. And I feel like that really helps a lot. The hydrocodone just really makes you feel kind of foggy and stuff, so I try to kind of stay away from that. Me and my doctor did talk a little bit about the umbilical hernia. I mentioned that just very briefly in one of my pregnancy updates, and she doesn't really seem that worried about it, and I'm really not either, because as soon as I had Lucille, I have not had any of that pain that I was having in my belly button. So hopefully she was just kind of pressing on it, and it wasn't a hernia after all. But once I get completely healed from the C-section, I may go to a different doctor who specializes in that, just to kind of double check it and make sure it's not a hernia. As far as breastfeeding goes, it's going really well. I think the fact that I've done it before really makes a big difference, just because I know positions and things like that. Although Lucille does seem to prefer different positions than Liam did, which, I mean, she's a different baby, so of course she will. But I think the fact that I've done it before, it makes it so much easier, because with Liam, I really struggled for, I'd say, a good 4 to 6 weeks just to try to get the hang of it. And with Lucy, after a week, I feel like we kind of found our stride. I talked in my last postpartum update about using nipple shields. I really kind of stopped using them at day 7. Not, you know, for any particular reason, just because she didn't need them. I mean, if I still needed them and she still needed them, of course I would use them, but I kept trying to nurse first without the shield, and then, you know, kind of switched up, and I haven't had to use a shield in about a week. So we're completely off of those. It really doesn't hurt at all to breastfeed anymore. Just like the bruising and scabs and stuff like that, just because when they nurse so often, I mean, they're tender, it's going to happen. But yeah, I just feel like her latch, everything's going really well with breastfeeding. That being said, Lucy's right next to me in the dog tub. I think I scared her. That being said, I am leaking all over everything. The other day I was getting out of the shower, and, you know, I have a robe that I put on, and just the touch, I guess, of the robe made me let down, and I was trying to fumble, because I've been keeping breast pads like right on the counter in the bathroom, so I can, you know, hurry up and get them on as soon as I get out of the shower. But I did that, and I had just bought a new nursing bra, and I was trying to put that on real quick and do the pads, but it was a new bra and I hadn't adjusted it yet. So I mean, I'm like leaking all over everything, and it was a mess. I never had that with Liam, ever. I'm actually like filling up the breast pads, like they're actually like wet, I guess. I never had that with Liam. I never could feel the letdown with Liam. So it's so crazy how stuff like that changes. But yeah, I'm leaking all over everything. When she latches, a lot of times, and I have my letdown after about 15 seconds or so, it's so much that sometimes she kind of chokes on it, and I have to hurry up and, get my boob out and prop her up so she's not choking. And as I'm doing that, I'm leaking all over her and her outfit, and I'm leaking all over me, and it's a work in progress. I'm still trying to, I've got, burp rags and stuff, but yeah, I'm still kind of leaking on everything, and I think we may have got our system figured out, but yeah, it's just, I'm not used to that. Last, for the postpartum part of the video, is weight loss. So total with this pregnancy, I gained 56.2 pounds, and I have lost a total of 18 pounds. So between last week and this week, I've lost an additional 5.6 pounds. So, I mean, that's pretty good. Clearly I'm not exercising, and I'm really more thirsty than I am hungry. I really have to remember to eat, like after I nurse her, to make sure, because if you don't eat, you're not going to have a good milk supply. So, I mean, that's about average. It seems like not very much because I gained so much with her. It's like, oh, only 18 pounds. Now I've got this much more to go, but it's loss, so I'll take it. Okay, so on to baby Lucille. She's still been just doing really great. She does not cry very often. When she cries, it's because she's pissed. Like, usually, again, it's not very often, but it's because, like, for example, today we were at her 2-week checkup, and they were coming in to do the little heel prick, and she wanted to nurse, but I wanted to wait until they did that so I could nurse her afterwards to comfort her, and she was just hungry and really wanted to eat. So it doesn't happen a lot, but when it does happen, it's actually kind of cute. She does not really like to be swaddled with her arms down. She likes to be wrapped up real tight, but she likes her arms up. I'm so glad that we registered for one of those Love to Dream swaddles, and I will link that in the description box. I love it. It's the way that it's shaped and stuff is really awesome. They're so soft, and they're swaddled, but they can have their arms up, and she just sleeps really good when she can have her arms up. I actually ended up buying another one in a different color so we could have two, because one of them's always in the wash. That's just how it goes. But because she's so tiny, she'll probably be able to wear those for quite a bit. But yeah, I'm in love with that swaddle. We also did her newborn pictures last week, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited. They're going to be so cute. I had so many different outfits I got for her off of Etsy. We had our photographer actually come to our house, so we did kind of like a lifestyle shoot. So we did some on our bed. We tried to get some with our dogs, but I have no idea if any of those even turned out good. We had Liam in a handful with her, and then, obviously most of the pictures were of Lucy, but yeah, our photographer was here for like 6.5 hours because Miss Lucy was not having it. She was wanting to nurse every 5 minutes, and just, of course, the day the photographer's there is whenever she's going to be weird, because usually she sleeps all morning. So I don't know, I guess because it was a different scenario, but yeah, our photographer was here all day, and oh, they're going to be awesome. I cannot wait to see them. So after we did the newborn pictures, I kind of noticed Lucy was getting just like gunk in her eyes, and at first I thought it was just, like eye boogers, but it was getting really thick and just mucusy on her eye. And then that night, like in the middle of the night when I was nursing her, like it was so bad that her eye was almost like sealed shut. So we just got a cotton ball, kind of wiped it off, and then first thing the next morning, we called the pediatrician and went in just to be sure, because you do not want to mess around with the eyes. Like, I'm not going to mess with it. We kind of figured it was a clogged tear duct, but again, I'm not going to mess around with that. So we went into the pediatrician. That's what it was, clogged tear duct. She actually, this was one of the pediatricians there. It wasn't our usual one, but we've still seen her plenty. She actually prescribed some antibiotics for Lucille, but we didn't fill it because we just didn't feel like she needed it, especially for just a clogged tear duct. So we've been kind of wiping it, and then you have to kind of massage their eye, and it's kind of been clearing up on its own. One thing that happened at this doctor's appointment, which it's funny now, they take their weight at every appointment, and the scale said that she was 6 pounds 5 ounces. and I was starting to freak out because her birth weight, she was 7 pounds 5 ounces, so that means that she lost a pound since birth. And I mean, I was flipping out because I was so worried about weight gain, and I was like, how can that be possible? Because she has lots of wet diapers, lots of poop diapers, she feeds regularly, we wake her up to feed, she feeds good. I mean, like, I was starting to just like spiral, like I was freaking out. So the nurse left, and I was, I immediately turned to Ben. I mean, I was just like freaking out. I was about to start bawling because just didn't understand. The nurse came back in like probably less than a minute later, and she had talked to one of the other nurses, and apparently the scale, if it's like too close to the wall, it can alter the weight. So she's like, well, let's try it again. I mean, like, I'm about to just lose it. I'm so upset. So they weigh her again, and she's 7 pounds 1.5 ounces. So I mean, I was about to freak out. I was so upset. So it's funny now, but yeah, because birth weight's such a big deal in the beginning. We also did her first bath, just in the kitchen, just a little light sponge bath, just because her cord at the time was still on. She really seemed to like it. She wasn't too fussy. We did it really quick. I happen to have a little space heater that I used to use at my office when I was working, so I plugged that in, and we had that going on her kind of while we were doing it, which I thought was a pretty good idea. But yeah, that was interesting because you forget how fragile they are when they're that little. I mean, we've done all this before with Liam, but it's just, I don't know, it's like you forget. You're kind of relearning it all for the first time. We also got Liam's swing out of the attic, and Ben and Liam put it together, and she loves it. I knew she was going to like the swing. Liam really, he could care less. Like, he could take it or leave it. We also didn't start him in the swing for like several months, so maybe that was it. But yeah, we started her in the swing, and she really likes it. So like when we're eating dinner, we have her like kind of next to us in the swing while we're eating, and it's been working out pretty well. Her cord fell off yesterday, which if you've had kids, it's kind of like a just because you don't have to mess with like folding the diaper down, and like you're always afraid it's going to catch on their clothes and like rip or something. So that fell off just right before 2 weeks, and I feel better. Just one less thing to have to worry about. So like I said before, she had her 2-week checkup today. So today she's exactly 2 weeks old, and they weighed her, and she only gained an ounce since last Friday. So in 4 days she gained an ounce. So she is 7 pounds 2.5 ounces. And again, I was kind of freaking out because they're like, oh, well, they need to be at their birth weight at 2 weeks, and her birth weight was 7.5. So of course, we talked to the pediatrician about it. He was not concerned at all. He showed me her, their growth chart, and he's like, it's close, and I can tell by looking at her, she's not, a sickly baby. Especially because of the amount of diapers and everything like that, he's not concerned. So with that, we don't have to worry about waking her up in the middle of the night like we have been every 3 hours or so. So we can actually let her sleep as long as she wants at night, which, we'll see how long she sleeps for without being woke up. But that made me feel better because, I mean, our pediatrician, he's kind of laid back, but if he's not worried about it, I'm not worried about it. I mean, we've been using him since, Liam's newborn visit. So, I mean, I trust his opinion and everything. So baby girl's hair is just getting a little bit lighter. I really think she's going to be blonde like I was. Her eyes are definitely getting a little bit bluer. Obviously, she is still in newborn clothes, and she currently sleeps behind me in the pack and play. She will sleep in that. We have the newborn insert that you can see, and she also sleeps in the dock-tot, which I have next to me. So it just kind of depends on her mood and everything. Like when she naps, she typically naps in the dock-tot, and then we also have a bassinet in the living room that we just keep there. That way we don't have to kind of maneuver stuff around. So she is still napping in her dock-tot. I'm not going to pick her up to show y'all, but I will pan over her in her dock-tot so y'all can see what she looks like at 2 weeks. But that's all I have for the 2-week update. I will probably do the next one at 1 month, and then probably do monthly from there on out. But if you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel below. I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.